Hi Founder fans, Jason here, and today's founder is Nicola, and we will be talking about the Invalid Corps. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to my newest Patriot on Patreon, Teresa. If you would like to be like Teresa and help support this channel and many of the changes you will be seeing over the next few days, help me offset some of the costs I am investing into Founder of the Day, check out the link below. I have a lot of extra content over there, not just about the rebuild I'm doing, but some of the lengthier founders I talk about that are too long for YouTube I put over there. And every once in a while I'll talk a little bit about my personal opinion, though it's through the lens of the American Revolution. But anyway, Nicola. He was about 60 years old when the American Revolution broke out and a veteran of the French and Indian War. Now, after the first few battles of the American Revolution, well, we all like to think that the Americans were just storming through, mowing down the British, not a man getting injured. The truth of the matter is, people were seriously hurt in many of these battles. There were patriots who were maimed and lost limbs and suffered greatly bodily harm. So what Nicola did is he recommended to the Continental Congress, and with the support of George Washington, got it passed, something that had been done in European armies for a very long time, an Invalid Corps. And the goal was to not only help the people who were already serving in the army and hurt, but first of all, they were going to get half pay from the Continental Congress, but in order to get them full pay, well, they needed to keep serving. So what happened was, these men were recruited to be put on guard duty, usually. Do several things, usually guard duty for arsenals and storehouses, forts, hospitals, other things of that nature. And in fact, this became an astounding success, to the point where Washington was actually announced how proud he was of these men, because they, despite serious wounds, still did what they could to support their country and the fight for independence. It was even so successful that William Heath, Major General William Heath, recommended at one point that they establish a second one. And furthermore, Nicola had contacted Washington to recruit officers who were wounded, because there were a lot of wounded general men, but they were being led by able-bodied officers, and that led to a bit of a breakdown in communication, because these men were like, you don't know what we're going through. Don't talk to me like you know me. And what happened was, George Washington used his general orders to recruit injured officers, and they came on board very quickly, actually. And because of this, this was, not only were these men being able to get paid, they were able to serve their country throughout the war. Nicola led the Invalid Corps through the entirety of the war, which was 8 companies, which to my understanding is about 800 men, almost a full regiment. And he led them through the end of the war, and they were able to collect pensions afterwards because they had served throughout not only their enlistments, but many re-enlisted to stay with Nicola under his command. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely hit like and subscribe if you want to support this channel. I would really appreciate any single cent you could give me on Patreon. As I said, I made a few big purchases to improve the video and the sound and the sets and the way I handle things. So if you want to help me offset that cost, I would truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll be back with a live video tomorrow.